To the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 3:34 p.m. that is Central Time. Today is May 13th. Well, we had quite a lot of interesting facts popping up today. The Nasdaq 100 was up another 300 points, so that's quite positive. Led higher by the hardware sector, and I think most of that was on the back of Jensen Huang jumping on Air Force One in Anchorage during a refueling stop. So he's going to be part of the delegation meeting President Xi tomorrow in China. There's more enthusiasm among Chinese investors than enthusiasm among U.S. investors about that meeting. The CSI 300 information technology sector broke out to new all-time highs in here this week. So that is the completion of a decade-long range, which certainly suggests that there's quite a bit of enthusiasm around the trajectory of technological investment in China, and potentially that NVIDIA will get the opportunity to sell an adjusted version of the Blackwell chip in China. But then we also continue to see that inflation is moving on the upside. And that's particularly true of the producer prices, which really jumped in here today. So on a month-over-month basis, producer prices were up 1.4%. That is nearly triple what the survey said. And then when we look at it on a year-over-year basis, when you start putting a handle of 6% on PPI, that's the kind of thing that gets people worried about the potential for inflationary pressures. And we can also see that back in 2022, the PPI figure was closer to 10%. So there's no question that's a breakout, that this is trending higher. And if the stress in Iran, or I guess in the Persian Gulf, doesn't start to ease over the shorter term, we can anticipate that inflation is going to continue higher. But against that background, today we saw that oil prices were actually down a bit, down about $1. So not in a dynamic manner, but certainly not pushing on to new highs either. What we're also starting to see is that the European defense sector is rolling over. They're not all rolling over at once, but some of the big ones, like Rheinmetall, is certainly trending downwards now in a really quite a pronounced manner. There's a little bit of willingness to price in the potential that Ukraine and Russia